in cooperation with students for learning. And I think that's a pretty small, easy thing that we all want in our community. Who else wants to talk? Who else has an experience at PCC? Roshan's got some. Anybody else who hasn't spoken? Be brave. Be brave. All right, so this is a lot of downer stuff, so we want to try to do something that's a little bit fun and that is going to help improve our mood. And this is something I really believe in. So it's a little chant. I'm going to say one word. All you guys have to do is repeat it. Are you ready? I believe. I believe that. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. There you go. You guys believe it? You don't seem like you believe it. You don't seem like you believe it.
I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. Let me speak on the microphone so that they
Roshan has a story he wants to share, and then after that, I really need one of you people to be brave and come tell me. You've been here for 3 or 4 years. Maybe come tell us why. Because I'm guessing it's not that you just love it here so much. Even though we have great professors, I'm guessing that's not why. So I'm going to yield the mic to Roshan, and then somebody has to come up and help us out and talk and share their story. Do we have any veterans who'd like to share about the way that the aid has hurt, the financial aid screw-up has hurt them, or anything like that? I'd especially like to invite those people to come and share.
Now that I'm here for a 3rd year, I want to get as many classes done as possible. I need winter intercession like many of you. I wish I had the opportunity to get my classes all the time. It was the only winter I had here, I didn't get the class I wanted. And I struggle each and every day to get my classes. I have to keep on looking all the time to get my classes. I keep on looking so I can get my classes. I'm trying to get out of here with as many classes done so I can be done with PCC and move on to the university. I have a life at the university. The people who I grew up in high school, they're leaving me as we speak. I'm trying to stay with them so that we will be graduating through college together as we did all through life.
Does that make sense?
So someone just asked me a really good question, which is, don't we have summer classes now instead of winter classes? And that's a really good question. Let me speak on that a little bit while I give you guys all the teacher eye for someone to come and share their story. So the deal with summer classes, I'm going to give you guys a little lesson on transfer. I'm here for 4 years, I've learned something. I want to transfer this year, which means that in 2014, in fall 2014, I had better be at another institution. So to make sure that that happens, I'm actually applying right now. I'm applying now, and if you're planning on transferring in 2014, you should apply right now too. So you apply the fall before the fall that you want to be enrolled. Now when I apply, I'm going to send a list of classes to Cal Poly Pomona where I'm trying to transfer to, and I'm going to say, I promise you I'm going to fulfill these 4 requirements. I'm going to take 2 in spring, I'm going to take 2 in fall, I'll pass all the classes, and then I can transfer. The deadline for transfer classes is the spring of that year. So if I don't have my classes done by spring, that doesn't count. That does not count for transfer. It counts if I wanted to transfer in fall 2015, another year later, which you better hope I don't have to do because I'm going to be really mean. So if I want to transfer for this fall, when do I have to finish my last class by? Spring. Okay, so all you new students better know that. So if I have 3 opportunities to take classes, if I have an opportunity to take classes now in the fall, in the winter intersession, and in the spring session, that means I have 3 different semesters that I can use to get the classes and requirements I need to transfer. If I take a summer class, that counts for when. If I took a summer class in this summer, when's the earliest I could use that credit to transfer? Next year, next spring, 2015. So if I want to take a class, do I want to take it in the winter or in the summer if I'm trying to transfer? Winter. Okay. That's why winter is better than summer. It's just a simple way that the deadlines work in the California college system. It's not that hard to figure out. It's something our Board of Trustees did not listen to at all. And here you are, all of you smart people were able to figure that out in about 10 minutes.
Also, another thing. Summer is a time where we should have fun. Go to the beach with friends. Hang out. Go to places like Disney's California Adventure, Disneyland. Summer is the time for all of us to go in the sun with friends. Go swimming.
Get a job, too.
Get a job, right. It's a time for people to relax. It's a time for people to get a job. How many of you work in addition to being students? Great. How many of you work 20 hours or more a week at your job? How many of you use the summers to make money so you can work less during the semester? Okay, so that's a lot of us. A lot of us are just trying to pay our way through school, and it's hard, and we need the time that we can do that. We need a calendar that works for us, with our needs, not against what it is we're trying to accomplish here. All right, come on, someone brave.
And you know another thing I have to say? If we have to come back after transferring to take classes at PC, let's say we go to college in Northern California. President Rocha needs to pay for our airfare between here and Northern California, so then we can afford taking classes both here and university, because that's what I see if I transfer out.
That's a good point. We have a lot of problems that are being caused by this that aren't really being taken into account. It's supposed to be cheaper and better for the school to run the calendar one way, but if it's cheaper and better for administration, but more expensive and more difficult and more tedious for all of the students, what matters more? Administration or students? Students, all right.
So guys, if you didn't know, I'm Spencer. I'm a vet on campus. I did a little research about what the school is promising veterans. Obama passed the 8 keys of success. The first key to success is establishing trust and connectiveness with the vet. My question to the administration is, how is that possible when vets are getting told as of right now that they're going to have to wait 3 weeks in addition to get their BAH, their basic allowance housing? How are they giving the trust to these vets if they're not even getting their book stipend right now? How many of you have already been assigned homework? Now imagine if you don't have a job. Now imagine if the government, the military has promised you're not going to have to get a job because BAH is going to be there for you. And your first week of school, you show up as a new vet at PCC to find out you're not going to get your book stipend for 3 weeks. Guess I'm going to have to go get on Pirate Bay and hope there's a PDF for my book. And make it through the economy just like I have been, downloading stuff off the internet for free. We need to stand together, guys. We need to unite as a student body. If we stay divided, they are going to conquer us. They're going to keep on doing what they want with our education. How many of you want to be in charge of your education? By staying quiet, by not getting out there and uniting with your other brothers and sisters, you are allowing them to control your education. If we do not unite and stand together, there are several things that may occur. PCC might not be here after December 2014. We're going to lose control of our education, which is slowly already happening. And all the wonderful professors that we come back and visit after we go to university and get our bachelor's degrees are more than likely not going to be here. We have to come together. If we do not come together, the votes of no confidence are going to keep on being ignored. Student abuse is going to still occur. Faculty abuse is still going to occur. And everyone is going to be left an unpredictable university, college to come to. Do any of you think you can get through this college not knowing if you're going to be able to get all your classes? By show of hands. Are we just hoping on the unknown now? Hoping that those classes that I need to get into are going to be there on my second year here? Yeah. That's what the school's thinking that all of us are doing. Why were no students told that they were assigned a Lancer Point email?
Do you guys know you have an email?
You guys think that's a new problem? Do you guys think that's a new problem that the school just found out this semester? Do any of you think that's a new problem that the school just found out this semester? Because all of you, right, didn't know what was going on during the summer. I have a roommate who is also a veteran. He had to get into an econ class. The school emailed him saying, hey, pay your class, or we're going to drop you. He had no clue that he had a Lancer Point email account. Third day of class, he doesn't show up on the roster. He goes to the L building like most of you did and had the same story. I'm sorry, I didn't know I had a Lancer account email. You know what they told him? Tough luck. You've been going here for 2 years. You know what's going on. But all of you in the fall, because there was more of you this time, they told and they fixed the issue for. How is this justice? How is this social justice? I'm curious to that. How is the administration going to do one thing 2 months before and then say another now? You know how confusing that is to students? You know how many students were scared that happened to in the summertime? They were making sure that their money was on deck for the fall. I'm almost positive there's probably vets out there, just like myself, that took a little bit of their rent money to pay for their books. My rent is $13.60 a month that I split in half. Last month, I got $300 of my partial BAH. Luckily, well, not luckily, but I get a disability check too every month. That together paid my rent, but now I have to come up with gas money. Now I have to come up with book money. Now I have to come up with all these other bills. If the school keeps this trimester, they are literally going to make the vets that aren't supposed to have to get jobs take a month off between. That means these veterans on campus who don't even know this is happening to them are going to have to go almost 2 months back to back with only partial BAH. How many are paying rent out there? So the few of you know how hard it is, right? To pay rent, pay the bills on time, do all that. If a vet's only getting close to $1,200 for partial BAH and his rent is $800, I don't have to tell you guys where gas is at for a month. It's going to be over $200, I'm sure. What can we do about this? We can unite. We can come together. We can start showing presence at the board meetings. I want all of you to sign a piece of paper with your email on it so we can inform you. If the school does not fix their problems, if they are not willing to compromise with us and sit down at a table and make decisions with us, then we are going to do what we have to do to be united as students and get done what we need to get done. The board isn't letting us speak, no.
When's the next meeting?
The next meeting is tomorrow.
So it's tomorrow at 7 p.m. is the next Board of Trustees meeting. It's in the Kremling Lounge. And I hear some people say the board doesn't let us speak.
It moved.
Oh, it's in the CEC. Oh, it's in the CEC, right, which is our satellite campus. So you guys can find that on the website at pasadena.edu.
There's a free shuttle service.
There's a free shuttle service that leaves right over there
ID card.
with a PCC ID card that you'll need to have. And one question I'd want you to ask yourselves is, why are you having a Board of Trustees meeting at a satellite campus that I can't get to? That's difficult for me to find, that's hard to deal with, right?
Because they're tired of us going to these meetings.
Right, and I have some news for the Board of Trustees, which is if you're tired of hearing the students at the school that you're supposed to be serving, you're tired of your job. That's what that means. You're tired of doing your job, and if you're tired of doing your job, no sweat, that's fine, go home. Let someone else do it. Don't continue to come and tell me that you're frustrated with me for taking charge of my education and for doing what good citizens are supposed to do and caring. So I have a couple students here who are ready to talk, and I know this is a lot of information, y'all are overwhelmed. I see a lot of you have little yellow guides, that's good. We made a guide this semester so that we could get you guys up to speed right away so you could feel more informed and know what's up. Jose is passing them out. They're around here. You can also find some in the tent at the Students for Social Justice table.
I have a little story about Lancer Point. I participated in a beta test of it like last year. I think it was last spring. They first started using it spring semester, I think. And so I went to take a beta test because I wanted to, be prepared for it. And then when it came time to use it to register for summer classes, I was going to take a summer class, and I go on, and you have to activate it, and they completely changed its platform. So even though I took a beta test, I tried to be prepared for it, it ended up being like a waste because they completely changed its platform from when they originally than what they originally planned, and the Lancer Point email came out of nowhere. And on Canvas, if you use that for your classes, Canvas used to send emails to your email that you gave to it, and suddenly they changed it to your Lancer Point email. They don't even tell you.
Hi everybody, my name's Kelly. I'm a student here at PCC. This is my 5,000th year here. I'm applying for transfer. I guess I just wanted to touch on like why maybe to get involved, especially how many people are new, just so I know. New, don't be shy, don't be shy. Okay, so a lot of continuing students. I guess what I would say about getting involved is that when you're involved with a bunch of students on campus, you have a support system and we can support each other. For instance, last year, and the students who already went on the campus tour know this, but last year, for those who are new, the administration decided to cut 100 sections of spring a week before spring actually started. So a lot of students got classes cut, no longer full-time. For those who need services that require you to be full-time, EOP&S, financial aid, that's huge. Not being able to get your aid means you can't go to school, you can't buy books. What are you supposed to do? Go to a money tree and pick money off? Like, students were really upset. But the thing is, when we're all connected, we're all involved, everyone, we have like a group like this of all students who are involved who know what's up. When your classes randomly get canceled, when something gets messed up like this, you have your support system. You have other students you can call. You can find out, did this only happen to me? Did this happen to 500 students? Let me go to the Facebook page that I'm a part of. Let me contact my club. Let me contact the AS representatives I know. And we can support each other so that when those 100 sections got canceled, the week school started, there was a huge student action. There was a huge walkout and protest. And guess what? A couple weeks later, spring forward short sections were added to spring. So when we demand to get more classes, when we all get together, support each other, when things like this happen, we can get things done. We got extra sections added to spring. And I guess I just want everyone to feel like you have power. You're not just, I guess the school tries to make you feel like you're just one person. It doesn't matter, you just have to float around alone and not have power, agency over your education, but you do. This isn't a school without you. Without you in this building, it's just a building. It's not a school. A school is the students and teachers together, learning together. So when we all decide that we're pissed off and we don't like what's happening, we can do something about it. As an example, here's how the school gets money. You pay your fees go to the state has all the money, and it pays schools based on how many students are in classes. It pays them based on butts in seats. When we decide to not be in those seats for a day and to instead be out here, upset, demanding things, we can get what we want. It's as simple as that. When we do a big action like that, we can get things done. Because honestly, and I would like to especially address anyone who hasn't been to board meetings yet, you can go to comment and public comment. I've done it before. It can happen both ways. You can try it out and they'll at least maybe listen and be respectful and then ignore you, or sometimes they're really rude to you and call you a liar and then ignore you. So I would go to these to learn what's happening at school and to meet your fellow students, to get involved. But honestly, I think that the best way that we can fight this stuff is to get together students as a community and to support each other, because honestly that's the way that we have been able to get things done. And when we all get together, nothing can stop us. We are the school. The buildings aren't the school. The administration isn't the school. The president is not the school. We're the school. When the school wants something, we get it. Thank you. Would anyone else like to speak? Jose, take it away.
I just want to say one thing.
Sorry, I'm being told to plug the tour. We're having a campus tour. 2 folks already went on it. Hopefully they liked it and didn't hate it. Basically, if you look at that pamphlet, it's just kind of a more in-depth version of the pamphlet. We're going to go around. for new students especially, we'll point out computer labs. We can give tips on getting things done in the L building. We'll point out where the services you need are, as well as go more into depth about stuff that's happened on campus, like the wasting of money on the U building. We can talk about the cancellation of winter, any of the stuff that we've talked about in general that you're like, I don't really know this history. I want to know more about what's going on at the school. We'll talk about that on the tour, and you can pick our brains. We've been going to budget resource allocation committee meetings, calendar committee meetings, all the boring meetings with all of the pertinent information. So please come. We're going to start 1:30 p.m. So basically after this rally, anyone who wants to go on the tour, take the tour, please. And we're going to do them on Wednesday and Thursday as well, in case you have class. So Students for Social Justice has a table in the white tent, and we'll have sign-ups for the tour Wednesday and Thursday. And tell friends, especially if you have friends who are new students or little brother, little sister who's new at PCC. Hopefully it'll really help them out. So please come. Thank you.
I just want to say one thing, guys. They're talking about we need to come out and tell the administration what we want, and that's true, because all you guys have to do is turn around and look back. That tent right there costs nearly $100,000. 80,000, nearly 100,000, right?
AC'd, and it has
AC,
internet capabilities.
Everything. We need to tell them that we want those $80,000 in our classrooms, not on some circus tent on campus. I don't want a circus tent on my campus. I want classrooms.
And this is week 2 of that damn tent being up.
This is week 2 of that damn tent being up. And who knows how much longer is it going to be up? Bella?
And they can't help you. You go in there, they say, if you didn't get a class, go into that white tent and somebody will help you. And you know what they say? Did you see your counselor? Or, I'm sorry, you should have went on Lancer Point and you should have it. Go on Lancer Point and see what's available. But let me tell you what's available.
Tell us what's available in that tent that cost us nearly $100,000.
In that tent, you can go get some health services. You can go see some nice little clubs that are sitting in there in the AC. Oh, I think there was free lunch, maybe pizza. Who pays for that pizza? We do. We paid for that pizza. Have you guys had pizza? Did you have pizza? Did you go get pizza? Yeah, I didn't either. Because it's probably Little Caesars. Cardboard. But the reality is, they want you to take an online course. They want you to take an ITB course. Our professors are being told, we want you to get online certified so you can have an online course added to your courses. How many of you learn while you sit in front of that computer? I know I don't. I'll be going through my Facebook, Instagram, Funny or Die. I'll be doing everything but studying. I would rather be in a classroom in front of a professor, learning from that professor. Because you know what? That computer does not talk back to me. That computer cannot explain to me that math problem. That computer cannot tell me why or tell me the laws of physics. That computer can just motion me through the motions. I'll do a project. I'll meet with a professor once, maybe twice a semester, and then I'll get a grade for doing busy work. If I wanted to do busy work, I would have gone to the University of Phoenix and stayed home and studied from my home in my pajamas. I wouldn't have made the decision to come to PCC. I would have stayed home. If I want to be in my pajamas, I should have just stayed home. But I'm here. I'm here because I want to learn, I wanted to grow as a person, and I wanted to transfer out. And I was told I could do that in 2 years. But let me just tell you, my first semesters, 2 semesters were fluff. Nothing but fluff because I couldn't get into classes. I basically crashed as many as I could. I could tell you I've taken every single speech class there is here on campus. And it's great. I have great skills. I can communicate with you and I can talk in front of you and I'm not shy about it. That's what PCC taught me. 2 semesters of fluff and I'm here. I'm still here and I'm working on it. Oh yeah, and I accidentally majored in Spanish. There's nothing bad about that. I can use that when I go and transfer out because I'm going to need a language. in what I really want to major in. But if you want to sit there in front of a computer, continue to walk away, continue to ignore the signs that the school's giving you. They're telling me, we don't want to hear from you. We want you to take your classes, like what you have in front of you, and shut up. Don't complain to us, because you know what? If you didn't know you had a Gmail account, that's your fault. If you were not checking Lancer Point every 5 seconds to know what is going on, that's your fault. That's your fault. You know, I think the first time I experienced with it is I could not pay for my classes. There was no button to pay for my classes. And I came in and I walked in and I said, I need to pay for my registration and classes. And they said, go online. And I said, I did, there's no button. So I'm here, I'm going to pay you now in cash. Well, you know, if you go online, you can use your, I don't want to use my Visa, I want to pay in cash, and I want to make sure I have my classes. So what happened? Their system failed. We had a nice long line, and I think we got a hole in the wall. A student punched a hole in the wall because they were angry over the fact that they could not get into extended spring. Well, I got in, and I don't know where my class is. It's not on my transcripts. They said, oh, it's going to get moved over to summer because nobody else has extended spring. What is that? You go to ELAC, you go to Glendale, you go to Santa Monica. All those other schools did not have extended spring. And actually, there are plenty of those students who come here to take 1 or 2 to get what they didn't get over there. So what they're saying for us to do is, during your winter, go somewhere else. Go to Mount Sac. Go drive to Glendale. Go drive to ELAC. Hell, go to LA Trade Tech. There's plenty of other schools, but we decided to come here. And it makes absolutely no sense that this campus is going to be dead for the winter. Dead for the winter, but yet there's $1 million out there for a satellite campus. I don't know. I think I'd rather be here than be freezing at home in a blanket. I could use that semester. I really don't have to go to Glendale. I live nowhere near Glendale. I don't want to have to drive to Mount Sac or Citrus. I live 15 minutes away from here. That's no sense. Why should I have to drive away to go take a winter class?
Thank you so much, Bella. Give it up for Bella. She's awesome. Okay, so I just want to do a quick dispiriting list of some things that have happened on campus. So she talked about the extended spring line. How many of you were here for that? How many of you stood in that long line? There was a line from the L building that went out and around down this front street in front of this church here and down all the way to the restaurants there on the corner where people were standing in that long line to register for classes for extended spring. The reason they did that, the reason they had that problem, is that there was a technological glitch in the server that was completely predictable and everyone knew was going to cause that problem to happen. Everyone knew that was going to cause that problem to happen. They were switching over to the new Lancer Point. Everyone knew the system could not handle the number of students. All of the tech people knew the system could not handle the students. They did it anyway. We ended up with that long line. People had to stand and wait for classes. We had the cancellation. There was no priority registration. There was no priority registration for the vets. The registration order was all messed up. That's one thing that happened on our campus. We had the cancellation of winter intersession. That spent a lot of time keeping people like me here for another year. We had the mess up with the aid in extended spring. The school gave out the financial aid, the federal financial aid for students taking extended spring classes when it was still a spring semester. And the federal government said, excuse us, that's spring money. Now that it's the summer, we need all that money back. That was $800,000. So the school had to pay back $800,000 to the federal government. We saved $500,000 whole dollars from canceling winter. So I'm a math major, I'll walk you through it. If you save $500,000, but then because of what you did, you have to spend $800,000, did that help you out? It takes about $5,000 to put on a class at PCC. That's it. It takes about $5,000 to have a professor in the room and the air conditioning and the students and the administration. So that's $300,000 that we wasted, quote, saving, unquote, money. How many classes is that? How many of you had to crash a class? You would not have had to crash a class if we'd spent that money on classes instead. We could have gotten a math class for you, an English class for you. All that stuff happened. They tell you you have to spend money to make money, but if you spend more than you make, are you doing good? No. No. All right. So I really want to encourage you guys. I know we said a lot of information and you guys are probably overwhelmed. You're like, oh my God, my school's wasting hundreds of thousands of dollars. What am I going to do? What are they even wasting it on? I don't know what these people are talking about. We have a student guide. It's that yellow pamphlet. You can get one in that tent in the SSJ table. That's going to go through in greater detail everything we said today. We're also doing the campus tour at 1:30. That's another chance for you to learn what's going on, especially if you feel overwhelmed and you're like, what's going on? What's happening on campus? Where's all this money going if it's not going to my classes? We'll be able to let you know. We're going to do the cool tour. It's going to be great. Are there any other students? We're about done with our time for today. Are there any other students who want to share a problem they've had on campus? Did you want to speak? All right. So again, upcoming events for you guys. We're going to be asking a lot this semester from students who care about our education and care about our campus. Huh? For the tour, we're going to be meeting inside the white tent, or you can just find Kelly. She's the one in the captain's hat. That's how you know she's giving a tour. So jump in and help her out. All right, so we have one more speaker, and then we're going to wrap things up, so please give our attention to our fellow student here.
Hi, sorry. Well, if we think about it, though, the one thing I don't like is change. Because when I started, I guess I would have to say I'm the oldest one, really, because I've been here like this is like maybe my 5th/6th year here at PCC. And just having this change is like, for me, I don't like change, so. Anyway, this morning I was kind of looking for where Club Week was. Because I was wondering where they were, because usually they're around the quad. But when I came in there, it was too loud and crazy. Anyway, if this keeps up, I'll probably have to look for another school. I like PCC because it's closer to my home. I started at Citrus, but Citrus was too far away. Anyway, if we can do something about this and find some way to switch it back, then it might actually do a lot of people something good. Because there's some people who don't like winter, some people who don't like to take the winter, or some people who don't like to take the summer. I mean, there's a lot of people who like to take like 3 times if they have a tough time with it. But if they end up having like those 3 big semesters, then that would make it complicated for people who want to get through and transfer. So anyway, just hope we can do what we can.
Thank you for speaking. So quick question, you guys. Who cares about your education more than you? Anyone? Your parents, yeah, maybe your parents, your community. But do you think that someone else is going to come here to the Board of Trustees and say, hey, you really should take better care of Sarah's education? No. Who's going to do that for you? No one's going to do this except for us, all right? We have the administration. They think they know what's best for students. You've heard some students speak. Do you think that they really know what's best for students at this point? No, they don't know what's best for students. We just heard 4, 5, 6 different students talk about the ways in which the administration has actually hurt our education. So they don't know what's good for students. We know what's good for students because we are students. Now, who's going to go and speak for us? We are. That's exactly right. So I'm going to ask you guys a quick question. Some of you know the answer and you can help me out. When your education's under attack, what do you do? When education is under attack, what do you do? When education is under attack, what do you do? When education is under attack, what do you do? What do you do?
What do you do? Awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming to our rally today. Pick up a guide, come on a tour, and the next time we ask you to come to a rally, you bring a friend, okay? Because 10 people is not motivating, 20 people is not motivating. 100 people, yeah, then we'll get something done.